working with 4-inch ribbon. You don't need any special equipment except for a beautiful 4-inch ribbon, some scissors that are pretty good because they got to be able to cut the wire in the ribbon, and we're going to use some cable ties. And I'm just using 8-inch cable ties. I use those instead of wire. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing our tails. I know our tails, I want them pretty long for this. I want this to be a big, beautiful bow. So I'm going to make them first this time. So I'm going to take one tail here, and we're going to trim that. We're going to keep these completely separate. So I'm going to trim this off, and we're going to make them first. This is about 32 inches. And then I'm going to do, instead of a dovetail cut, we're going to do a reverse curl. So I'm going to just trim these little wires off first to get them out of there, and make sure you get those little guys in the garbage. Be really careful because we don't want those to hurt anybody. And I'm going to do a reverse curl. So I'm going to, because this is reversible ribbon, so it's so cute to curl up the end of that tail and just curl it up. And now you see how pretty that is when you see the tip of the ribbon. It's really cute. And you can even make that wider, whatever you want. So a reverse curl. We're going to do 2 sections like that. So let me cut another tail, because I want this bow to have this gorgeous, really full tail. All right, I need a little extra for my curl. So I'll cut it a little bit longer. And we're going to make the tails first. So they're going in the back of our bow, and I'm just going to curl this around. Now, depending on the ribbon you're using, if you don't have like really good quality ribbon like the one I'm using, where the wire can hold it, you might need to tack a little glue on there to hold it in place. And I'm going to try to curl these up to where they both have that green part right there. Let me see if I can get the green. Oh yeah, that's what I want right there. So they're kind of matchy-matchy on the curls. Now what I want you to do up here at the top is take and just gather them together. So I'm going to get a good gather on this one, okay, and a good gather up on this one. It's a little bit stiff because this is a iced ribbon. And look at there, we've got our tails started. I've got the right one, the left one looking good, and I've got the top part gathered. Just take a cable tie, slip it under, and this is going to be our tail section of this bow. All right, so I'm just going to slide it under and get that nice and tight. And that's why I like cable ties, so they can hold so much tighter than wire. All right, you can trim off the pokey part, and we're going to get ready to do the bow part. So what I want to do is just come from either side and come into the middle, depending how long I want that to be. This is about 7 inches. This is about 8. I think I'm going to go with about 7. So we want these to overlap in the middle. So before I trim it, I'm going to just kind of come back over here, work it backward, okay? And I want to I need a little overlap. Now, there is a connection point in this ribbon, and you might find that sometimes on a roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this part of the ribbon out, and we'll let that stay there and be in the back, okay? So I'm going to bring this one over about 7 inches here, and I'll keep this little piece here for centers, because we'll need it for centers. So I'm going to cut that there. I need to have enough room to overlap, so we'll pull that out, because that was a little piece right where the ribbon had a connection, which is no big deal. You're going to run into those on ribbon. Don't freak out about that, guys. That's how ribbon's manufactured. Sometimes you're going to get that part of the roll. Don't lose it. So they're overlapping a little in the middle. Okay, just a little bit now. I'm going to put this off to the side. We're making our first loop to this bow. I like it. And once I'm happy with how that is, I want a little overlap. That's going to go right in the center. And this will be the back part of my bow, okay? Not going to do anything yet. We're just laying it out. Don't crease it. Just keep it nice and flat. Now my next layer of this bow is going to be shorter. So if that one was about 8 inches on either side, so it's about 16 inches total, this one I want to be a couple inches shorter. So this one would be 6 on each side. So I'm looking at about 12 inches on either side. So I'm going to cut that. And then we're going to find the middle here again. I don't want a whole lot of overlap. Just enough, just about 1 inch overlap on either side. Let's see how that would work. So just lay it right in front. Okay, so that ended up not being quite as small as I wanted it to be. Let me go a little bit smaller. Just gonna take a little off. The reason you can't have a whole bunch of overlap in the middle is you'll end up trying to hide it all in the bow when you get to getting ready to cinch it up. Okay, so you see this one's a little longer, this one's a little shorter. And 2 or 1 inch difference, it's up to you, whatever you want it to be. We need one loop like that and one like this. Now what we're going to do So we're going to take this and we're going to gather it up right here. And we're going to get it really pretty, and we're going to put that seam to the back. Okay? So there's our first loop of the bow. Okay, pretty easy. You got it? All right, hold that down there. Now I'm going to gather up my second. Just start working with it. I'm going to do that right on top of the other. Hold it in place, or put something heavy on that middle one. Okay, and I'm going to lay this one right on top. So my first layer lays right on top of my top layer. And I got to make sure I'm in the middle, or it's going to set it all. Oh my gosh, that's so thick and cute. Look how pretty that's going to be when we loop it up. Okay, we got a good start. We've got a shorter on top of the longer. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and cable tie that in the middle. I'm just going to run that underneath. And we got to get some pressure on this. This is some really pretty ribbon, and you know, you could use this as the start of a tree topper too. You could just build this out. Now, don't get that too tight yet, because we want to work on this center. Now, you got to be careful yanking on it, because you've got pieces that are pieced in the back there, remember? Okay, look how pretty. Look at all the depth. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Gorgeous. Now, we're going to go ahead and put a cable tie behind it. And that's how we're going to attach those tails in a little bit. And pull that really tight. Okay, and then we're going to cut that off. Now bring our long tails back, and we're ready to put this puppy together. Look at here, look at here. Oh my gosh, you see her coming together? Look how pretty she is. So that's why I said this could even go at the top of a tree. You could make one for one side of the tree and one for the other. Now I want you to trim off this section of the fat part of the tail. We don't need that. And we're going to go on with that cable tie right behind it right here and put that into place. I hope this is helping you kind of see it doesn't have to be really complicated to make a bow with a 4-inch ribbon that's really elaborate like this and iced and really pretty. We're going to be using this to make a swag, so if you need the link to that video, let us know. I'm going to put that right on those tails. Don't let it pop off. Get it real tight. Don't let it slide off. Yes. Trim that off. So the tails are on, the bow is on. Looka. Oh, it's so cute. So you can see how good this is going to work for my swag. Now, we're not quite finished. It's time to do that, what I call in design school, the detail, the embellishment that takes it to the next level. And whenever we're doing that, that's going to allow us to be able to get a higher value for the things we are selling. So because this ribbon is reversible, I love for you to come back with the reverse side right up the middle of that bow and through the tail. Okay, this is a little thick like this, so I'm going to cut it shorter. Not really shorter, but less width. I'm going to take it down in width. And I want you to take and just fold this over. Really simply. Fold it over a little so we get a nice finished piece. Now, it's up to you. You can run the seam down the middle like that of the bow, or you can flip it over and have it neat and clean. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go on the back side this time and let that pretty plaid show. Y'all know I'm mad for plaid at all times. Run that right through the tails, which gives you some nice separation on these tails. Look how pretty that looks in the middle. Can you tell? It's green, but it's so pretty. And if you wanted to use a section of the ribbon that was more red, you could slide it up and down, whatever you want. Don't get that tight. I'm gonna pull it tight. This is some really nice ribbon. You don't need a lot of it to make these really gorgeous bows when you do it this way. But let me show you how pretty this turned out. Okay, let me layer out. So you guys can do this too. We didn't need any special equipment. All we needed was our 4-inch ribbon and then some scissors to cut it. And we did use a little bit more cable ties than we would on a normal bow because we were attaching these tails, but I can't wait to show you this type of bow on a Christmas swag. I'm going to show you how to make a super easy swag that fill up your Etsy shop. You can use these to decorate your home, adding little elements all over the place for the holidays. These are super easy. Let's get started. You're going to love this. To make this swag, what we're going to do is use 2 long sprays. I like using sprays that are pretty long and large. These are probably about 34, 35 inches with their stem. So you need a long, strong stem. And 2 of those works perfectly. So what you want to start off with is shake hands And that's something I'm always adamant about teaching in design schools. You have to utilize all the built-in wires that come on your greenery and your sprays. When working with artificial florals, they come with all this wire, and especially with a lot of the higher quality pieces that we carry on Keleas.com, they have great wires. So use them, utilize them. We need 2 sprays with some good length and a good strong wire. And we're going to line these up, and you're just gonna kind of stack them. If you are in design school, we usually call this piggyback placement. When we have one kind of elongating the line of the other, I call that piggyback placement. Go ahead, shake hands, spread it all out, and then we're going to attach these together. So let's just flip it over so you can see the wires easily. Now I've got a beautiful pine cone here I really want to bring forward, so let me manipulate that a little so that comes forward. And if I do this length right here, this is about how this would look. And that's a little bit longer than I want, so I'm going to stack it up just a little bit tighter here. And no big deal, it'll just be a little fuller. So that means I'm going to manipulate some things. So I'm going to bring this pine cone on this side. So they're not exactly at the same point. So just kind of take your time and line them up. Okay, they both have this piece that runs down the middle. And we're going to kind of call that the spine. That's the support wire that everything's built on. And we're going to combine those together to make this a swag. So come in here. I'm using brown cable ties that help camo the whole look of this. So I'm going to bring that in tight. And because those are brown and kind of camouflage, you won't even see them. I'm going to trim those off. And you can get cable ties at any hardware store. They will have them. If they are a different color, you can use a leaf off of here. Just trim it off and cut it and glue it on, and it will hide that cable tie. You don't have to worry if you can't get that exact color. The next fun part is to make the hanger. And a super easy way is just to take this excess wire and bend it back. And you're going to get a very easy hanger. Now this stem is showing a little bit there to make that not look so neat and clean. So just bend it and trim it off. We can eliminate that, okay? So it'll make that look a little cleaner at the top. Now bring this back, flip it back around, and we're going to tie that right in here, and you have a nice built-in hanger. One of the things I learned in my many years doing craft shows for a living, I learned, you know, customers really don't know how to hang it when they get home. So if you can make it really easy for them, if you're shipping it or selling it, even for yourself, if you're making this for yourself, when there's a hanger there, it's so much easier than just, oh, I got to figure out a way to wing it to hang it up. If this hanger's there, you are set. So we just made it. Easy peasy. If you didn't see our bow video already, this is our gorgeous 4-inch fat and juicy, beautiful bow. I have just pulled down the longer tails a little bit, and I've left the lower tails up high. Depending how you want it, you could even leave them stacked like when we made it. So I have added a cable tie to the back to attach it here, and that's going to go right up here at the top, exactly where we have this hanger. So go right to that same spot where we tied in the hanger, and then I'm going to get that nice and tight right there. So the hanger comes above the bow just a little bit. Really neat and clean and professional looking, okay? That sets you apart at a craft show, guys. And if you're selling on Etsy, that finished touches of having the hanger, making it easy for your customer to purchase the work from you and want to come back. Okay, I'm coming underneath now with these tails. I like to kind of layer them. And we didn't go all the way to the bottom with our tail length, but you could. You could make these tails long as you would like them. And I'm going to bring that one in, and then take this. I like to take the pine cone, and I just kind of want to change direction with it a little. Have it come up here and break that plane of these bows at the top, and just have those pop out a little. And look, y'all, we did it. It's all about this gorgeous reversible ribbon, really taking this project to the next level. And I know you can do it. All right, Blue Merinos, I'll see you next time, and I can't wait to see you make something just as pretty.